Is it worth upgrading to another receiver to get the new update for Auro3D? What receiver do you have? Let's start there.
Maybe an Onkyo one. Maybe I remember an Onkyo had an update. So would you recommend somebody go and upgrade their AVR just to get Auro3D?
That's a tough one to say because
I was watching the AV Rant guys, and we kind of have like a joke back and forth. They say like, for the 3 people who like Auro3D, you know what I mean? So like, hey, I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me. I'm not Auro3D, but I care, right? I just like it. I like the way it sounds, and I like what it does, and I like the option to be able to use it.
Right.
Would I recommend that somebody go and spend a lot of money just to get it? That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. I don't know that. That's a little bit much. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I don't like. That's a lot of like. If you're talking about like in the Denon ecosystem, you're talking about something that's at least $1,500-$1,600 to get Auro3D, mm-hmm. the Denon X3800H. So
I wish it was on every single one, right? If it was on the low end ones, that would be cool. But because you have to spend more, I don't think that would be
like justified.
One of the selling points. I think you'd buy some of the higher end ones because you want some pre-outs or more channels, and it just happens to have Auro3D, which is cool.
Right. So the Denon 3800H is exactly that. You have 11 channels of processing, 9 channels of power. So if you want to run 514 in your living room or on a small bedroom or whatever, you can do that. You can go to 714 if you want to. And you can do 516 with that, with the external amp too. So there's a lot of options. So I would upgrade for that.
See, I don't agree. I don't agree with this statement. Josh said Auro3D useless. No, I use it. I use it all the time. I don't think it's useless. I like to use it when the Atmos mix is not so good. You know, I'm like, I wanted some immersiveness here. I use it. I have it on pretty much every one of my systems. I think it would be more like if you're comparing 2 AVRs that are similar in price.
Yeah,
right? Similar specs, and then this one has Auro3D. That might just be the extra thing, like, oh, cool, I'll be able to do that. But my system is set up like that, so I have front heights. I don't have the heights like that are right above me that are close. That won't work. If you've tried Auro3D with your speakers where the heights are like real close to you, it's gonna sound horrible. So don't judge it based on that. My recommendation is to go maybe listen to somebody who has some front and rear height speakers. If they have Auro3D, play around with it. Check out some different stuff and see if you like what it does as far as the upmixer.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's not a big deal.
That's right.
You know? But I've done the whole video where I tested Auro3D upmixer versus Dolby Surround upmixer versus DTSX. They operate very differently. The way they upmix is very different. And in most cases, I prefer the Auro3D one. Some cases, the Dolby Surround upmixer does a good job. Some cases. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Bad Guys 56 says he has the 4700H, so you already have it, dude.
Yeah.
You already have it. You're good to go. It was only the 4300 and the 6300 where you had to pay a couple $100 extra to get Auro3D unlocked. But you already have it. If there's an Auro3D update specifically, I don't know about that. We'd have to check that out because I don't even know.
See, Reverend Slim's an Auro hater.
Why?
I don't know. Because he loves Dolby.
Better than disco.
Yeah, hey,
actually, you'd be surprised.
Mode, I don't know.
These are a bunch of disco house. I just downloaded a whole bunch of disco house. So disco is not dead, my man. It's live and well in the after hours warehouses of downtown LA.
Yeah, you know what? Here's a quick question before we move on: is who here has front and rear heights? Okay, so that's a requirement. Not rear, but it has to be a height speaker that's above a corresponding ear level speaker. Right? Let's just say that because it could be surround heights also. But who has that set up with Auro3D and just really doesn't like Auro3D? The Auro3D upmixer. Forget about the native stuff. I don't care about that. But who has that and doesn't like it and thinks it's useless versus who has it and thinks it does a good job? I mean, I'm voting for, I think it does a good job and I like the way it sounds with a lot of stuff. Even the dialogue. Have you noticed that, Chana? If you watch something with Auro3D, sometimes the dialogue like
It's been
really is like
very centered.
yeah, sounds really good.
Very focused. I think is
The thing I don't like is it enhances the bass a little too much sometimes. I don't need any bass enhancement. Anyway,
next one.
and if you hate it, then real quick here. So regarding Auro3D, Wendell says I like it. Everyday Jason says I think it does a good job. Sunny Skies NAZ says I have proper layout and I find switching back and forth between Auro3D and Atmos depends on my mood. I have Auro3D and 5.1.4 sounds awesome. So that's like 4 people right there. AV Rant, including me and Chana. That's like, that's 6 people. So you got to update it from 3 to 6 people now.
Now, if you can't catch the show, we do have an audio version at anchor.fm/daily HiFi. So make sure to go on over there if you like to listen to the show.